Then I can do it if I just believe it. There's nothing to it. I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. I think about it every night and day. Spread my wings and fly away. I believe I can soar. I see me running through that open door. I believe I can fly. I believe I can fly. I believe I can fly. Ooh. See, I was on the verge of breaking down. Sometimes silence can seem so loud. There are miracles in life I must achieve. But first I know it starts inside of me. Oh, if I can see it, then I can be it. If I just believe it, there's nothing to it. I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. I think about it every night and day. Spread my wings and fly away. I believe I can soar. I see me running through that open door. I believe I can fly. 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 I believe I can fly.
Wow. How about another round of applause for Jordan? Whose idea was it that I had to follow that? I don't know. What a crowd. Thank you all for coming. Good evening, and welcome to the 11th Annual East Bay College Fund Great Expectations Award Ceremony. My name is Andy Frender, and I am the president and co-founder of East Bay College Fund. Now, the highlight of tonight will be our traditional 15 seconds of fame, where you will get to hear from all 40 of our scholarship recipients. Now, some of them are undoubtedly terrified right now, but I'm sure they will all persevere. But before we get there, I wanted to spend just a few minutes talking about the history of our organization. Now, to be clear, this is not for narcissistic purposes, though I have been accused of that from time to time. So, a few months ago, I read a really interesting article that talked about the defining characteristics of well-functioning families. And a common theme that surprisingly arose from all the research and studies was the positive impact of knowing your family's history. And most importantly, that history doesn't need to always be positive. So in fact, the knowledge of a historical narrative that includes some ups and downs was most highly correlated to productivity and functionality. So for example, something like, oh, your great-grandfather made a fortune in the post-World War II industrial boom. But alas, your grandpa lost it all in the 70s when his Betamax and bell-bottom superstore inexplicably went bust. But we pulled it all together, and with the helps of your aunts and uncles, we now have a thriving cupcake truck business. So the theory goes that the knowledge of that history creates a sense of belonging to something bigger than yourself. And if that history includes some ups and downs, all the better. So please indulge me for just a minute so I can tell our story, as the research indicates that the positive impact extends to organizations like ours. So back in 1998, it was a Sunday morning, and I was sitting around our kitchen reading the Chronicle, as in like the actual newspaper, and I came across a very interesting article about a man named Dr. Henry Seyfried. And Henry, along with some family and friends, founded an organization called the Meritus College Fund. And Meritus provides four-year college scholarships to B to B plus San Francisco public high school students. I immediately thought that was a great idea. How cool would it be to help a young person get their college degree and watch them succeed in real time? So I recruited a good friend of mine, Ian Isaacs, and we funded a scholarship. And over the next 4 years, we became more impressed with the Meritus model. Maybe because we were both financial types, we recognized the compelling return on investment in these young people. So fast forward to 2002, we approached Henry about expanding to the East Bay, because that's where we lived, and we wanted to, bring what he'd done over there. And Henry had his hands full with a fast-growing organization in San Francisco, so he politely declined. But he did offer his mentorship and support if we wanted to try and franchise the concept. So it was decision time, and the analysis went something like this. Do we have any nonprofit or fundraising experience? No. Do we have any experience in the education field? No. Do we have any community organizing experience? Anyone out there? No. So, by any rational measure, this should have been a very easy decision. But instead, we looked at Henry. Before starting Meritus, all he had to show for himself was a decades-long successful medical career where he saved people's lives. Big deal, right? And after all, I was a tax expert, and I sold stocks. So if Henry could pull this off, certainly we could. So in 2002, Ian and I recruited some friends to be board members, including Tom Gould and David Staley, along with some other community members, including Susan Kiter, who's here tonight, I saw, and Patricia Durham, to give it a go. Oh, and I should probably also mention the crucial roles played by my wife Barb and sister Julie, or this speech would certainly become part of our family history. So we started out with 7 scholars in 2003, and this year we've grown to provide 40 scholarships. So I think that brings the total to over $3 million in scholarships to over 220 students since our inception, and we have plans to grow even further. And our track record is excellent. We now have over 70 college graduates, many who are in the audience tonight, and many are already giving back in their communities. And we're also providing college access services in Oakland high schools, and we started doing that last year. Now, like most growing organizations, we've had our share of missteps and mistakes. I'm going to spare you all of the gory details, but we've managed to pull through. Now, I want to make one thing perfectly clear. This has been a massive team effort. I want to repeat that, a massive team effort. We have an excellent, dedicated board members, both past and present, and I want to thank them for their service. We have an exceptional volunteer mentor corps of over 200 community members, and they both define and differentiate our program. I encourage you all to get to meet as many of these people as possible because they're wonderful people, and I've enjoyed meeting and working with them through the years. We've also been very fortunate to attract and retain some excellent staff members including our current executive director who leads our team, Diane Dodge. And trust me, none of our staff members are in this for the annual bonus. They do this for the love of the organization. Lastly, none of this would be possible without the generosity of our hundreds of donors.
Yes.
And then there's a group called Squash Drive. There's like teams and organizations that get together. And all of these groups represent individuals and groups of people who say, I've had an opportunity and now I want to give back. One of the things about opportunity that's really important is that it's a connection with people, right? And I'm thinking about scholars especially, but all of us, we have an opportunity when we enter a new phase of our life. So you're entering this phase of college, and that in itself is an opportunity. You have the opportunity to really connect with people. And it's scary sometimes, right? I want to congratulate you because you all took the opportunity to prepare yourself for college, and out of the 400 applications for these scholarships, you 40 planned and accepted and received it. So as you look forward to a new phase in your life, there is an opportunity to actually look at parts of your life that you want to adjust or heal from. Maybe some of us grew up and didn't always trust people naturally. You have a chance to do things differently, okay? As you go to college, step up to meet people, to connect. You can connect quickly to your mentors, you can connect quickly to your scholars, and develop the kind of relationship that is going to sustain and support you throughout these years. Okay? So opportunity changes everything, and a big part of that is connecting to people. I would like to introduce you now to two very, very important people who are representing East Bay College Fund at local high schools. And they also are in partnership with the African American Male Achievement Program, the Manhood Development Program at UC Berkeley. And their role is to help students prepare for college applications and to make wise decisions about entering college. The thing I love about these two is that they're excellent counselors. They really love the students they work with, they are authentic, and they work really, really hard. They're super dedicated. So please give a hand to Jasmine Noble, who's at Oakland High School, and Jamil Butler, our alumni who's at Castleman High School.
I'm kind of tall, so I'm going to take this off if you don't mind. So real quickly, I would like all the K through 11th graders to please stand if you're able. I have something I would like to discuss with you, have a brief conversation. So with all the K through 12, please stand up. Yes, are we up? I see the squash team. Where's the young man I met in the lobby? Hey, very articulate young man. So are we all standing up, the K through 12? So I want you to give yourself a hand. You guys are awesome, great. So please remain standing, please remain standing. I want to let you guys know that it is very important to position yourself. You want to position yourself to maximize moments and opportunities. And one day, I want to see all of you guys up here taking advantage of your opportunities. To reiterate, like it says, we need to take advantage of our opportunities because changes do bring opportunities. Remember to make first wise decisions, because sometimes there are few second chances. So can you repeat after me, K through 11? Say, power is the ability. Come on. To define phenomena and make it act in a designed manner. You guys have a lovely evening. Here's Jamil Butler. Thank you.
Now I want to talk to all of the seniors, all right? So 2013 scholars, I want to say congratulations on becoming the next round of Great Expectations Award winners, as well as being a couple months from actually being a full-time college freshman. So can we give it up for all of our like Diane mentioned earlier, I'm a 2004 scholar, and it's an honor actually being up here as a college advisor working with East Bay College Fund African American Male Achievement. And I want to encourage all of you to continue to seek leadership opportunities on your campus and in your community. I challenge you all to develop cohorts, whether we are at the 5 schools that we're at, UC Davis, UC Berkeley, UC Santa Cruz, East Bay, and San Francisco State. I challenge you all to become cohort leaders on your campus and to develop cohorts with other students on your campus to help each other out and ensure success amongst yourselves. Also, I want to continue to let you guys know to continue to work hard, and like me and other alumni in this organization, you guys too will have the opportunity to come back and work with East Bay College Fund, whether it's a job or an internship, and be able to give back to our city. So without further ado, congratulations.
A lot of people. I remember my ceremony, and it was way smaller than this. Had I known it was going to be this big, I probably would have thought twice about accepting. So it's my pleasure to be standing in front of you today. My name is Concepcion Solis, and I'm a 2004 scholar, like Jamil. And I feel old just saying that. I mean, 2004. So I graduated from Life Academy. Yay! And went on to Cal State East Bay, where I got my degree in political science in 2009. So when Eric asked me if I wanted to be a guest speaker this year, I felt honored and excited at the opportunity. Excited that I would get to see some of the same faces I saw during their interview process, because that was the first one they saw when they came in. I greeted them, so I remember some of you. And I saw those nervous faces, and I was so glad I was not them. Because I somewhat remembered my interview process. I remembered there were a lot of tears, and then I remembered the waiting period where there were some tears, and then I remember the acceptance where an ocean of tears. I'm a crybaby. And I'm sure most of you had that same reaction, because $16,000 is no joke. So, no shame in cry. So I want to congratulate you 2013 scholars for all your hard work has paid off, and in this case, literally. But this is only the beginning of a long and bumpy and exciting road. But let me tell you that with East Bay College Fund at your side, you won't ever be alone. Which brings me to my next point. Why I'm honored to be here in front of you today. Because it gives me the opportunity to be able to share with you the immense gratitude I have for this organization. Because everything I am, everything I have, all the opportunities that I've had are in large part because of what East Bay College Fund did for me when I was a scared, depressed senior at Life Academy. It's not easy being an inner city youth, any low-income inner city youth, to try to attend college. It's even harder when you're undocumented, which I was. With no hope of financial aid and very limited scholarships, I had given up on my dream of being the first to attend college. All the hard work I had put in those 4 years of high school to get the grades, And it even like brings back tears just thinking about that time. It's just so hard. All the extracurricular activities to make my application stand out, I thought had been for nothing. And I remember being completely miserable my senior year, trying to find ways to fund college and always being disappointed when any scholarship requirement was citizenship status. So when I heard about East Bay College Fund, and I heard about the amount of money, I thought, oh great, well here goes another disappointment. And the first thing I looked at was the citizenship requirement. And when I didn't see it on there, I couldn't believe my eyes. I was like, oh my God, I jumped at the opportunity. Finally, I allowed myself to hope that maybe, just maybe, it had not been for nothing. And that hope alone is something that I can't even describe how much it meant to me. Suddenly, my dream of becoming the first person in my family to attend college was going to come true.
All right.
College Fund does for us does not stop when they write that nice check. I know it's good, but it doesn't stop there. It continues on when you're a lost freshman and you don't know what classes to take. And at my time, Susan was there to help and to guide me and, you know, listen to me, and while I was crying, of course. And, you know, because Susan, I don't know which classes to take. But I'm sure Diane will be there, or Eric, or anyone here. Or when you're a senior in college and you're trying to make connections, you know, networking, trying to find a job. Or when, and hopefully we'll continue as an alumni, when you will be standing here and telling us your story of how East Bay College Fund changed your life. So thank you.
But, you know, that's the foundation of my experience, right? This thirst for knowledge. So freshman year flew by like crazy. I can still remember it, and it just flew by, and I don't even know where it went. Meeting new people from around the country and around the world. There was a whole new social landscape, and this is the first taste of what it meant to be in college as a college student, this freshman year, this excitement. And the most important thing to do freshman year is to make sure that you keep your grades up freshman year, so when you take that hard class sophomore, junior, and senior year, you have something to fall back on. Because all y'all know that graduated and is still in college, it gets real. So sophomore year had to be the hardest year of all. I lost 2 of my friends and my uncle. And that's when I definitely had to lean on my friends as support, because my family was definitely 2,200 miles away on this coast. And Ohio is in the middle of nowhere. Really it is. I had to think about it until now. It's really in the middle of nowhere. But that's the year I decided to get more serious about my major, right? Fine arts became my outlet for whatever was going on in my head and in my life. And that's the only way I was really able to make it through. Junior year was a lot of fun. I tried to go Greek, which didn't turn out too well. But if you want the full story, you can find me later, and we can talk all about it. It's fun. But I started working on huge projects and found the common thread that connected all of my work. And all of my artwork is centered around themes of masculinity and sexuality in Black men, and a retrospective look at Black history through the eyes of a queer man. Right? In senior year, I spent the first semester in New York, interning with artists and organizations in the city. It's like getting a taste of the real world, right? That's what they always say, real world, whatever that is. Without kind of, you know, diving full on in. Still had that backbone of college and all that fun stuff. It was tough though, because at times I had to figure out if I felt like eating 2 meals that day or making sure I had enough money to get from Manhattan to Brooklyn to my internship. You know, walking the island of Manhattan or getting on the subway. Is that 20-minute walk worth it? Hell yeah. Albeit an abbreviated version of my college career, I hope you're able to see that it's not so much about this megalithic thing we call college, but about how this experience shapes and changes who we are and how we experience the world, right? It's not about the university, it's not about the name, it's not about the title, it's about how we change and how we perceive the world differently because of these experiences. So to you new scholars, this is the start of your journey. This is the start of something new. It's uncharted territory. You will encounter things you have never dreamed of, challenges you have only imagined, and memories you would never change for the world. So fill these walls of higher education with your tenacious energy, thirst for knowledge, and hunger for something more. I will personally give each and every one of you my phone number because you might need someone to lean on or a shoulder to stand on. So also look to other alumni, the East Bay College Fund family, if you need anything, because we love each and every one of you, especially when you think that we're not there. So, I don't know if you guys are ready. Do you have a pen? I was serious. You have a pen? I know you got a phone. All y'all got phones, take your phone out. Make sure it's on vibrate. They didn't tell you that at the beginning. Make sure it's on vibrate. So y'all ready? I need to hear yeah. Awesome, okay, I got like 3 yes, it's cool. So it's 510-316-1984. Did y'all get that? Well, if not, I got locks and a headband, so you can call me. But give me a call sometime, for real. Be sure to block out a good amount of time, because I definitely like to talk. Asha knows that. That's my girl over there. But yeah, and also to all the artists in the room, anyone pursuing art or fine arts or anything, make sure you definitely talk to me, because it's a hard road and people don't really take you seriously, but you're just as important as everyone else. Thank you.
I'd like to now call to the stage East Bay College Fund board member. I think she is actually not available tonight, but please give it up for Angela. Hilario Garcia Moron. Jose Guerrero. Ken Guerrero. His proxy today is Ash Sanchez. Ken is actually in San Diego right now preparing for midterms. Charles Heroes couldn't be with us today, but please give a round of applause to Charles. Ashton Lowe. And for Ashton, we have his mentor, Barbara Wallace, here, accepting on his behalf. Asha Richardson. Jose Rodriguez. And Jose was actually working on a paper while he was waiting in the audience. Nancy Rodriguez Piceno. Hugo Torres. Sergio Toscano. on behalf of Sergio with his younger brother, Nicholas. Andrew Wilson. Husai Saeed Hakim. Accepting on behalf of Husai is her mentor, Patricia Benton.
For the East Bay College Fund for all of their support.
Bert Jones. The equally or more infamous Susan Kiter.
Good evening, everyone. They gave me 1 minute, so start your watches. It is my pleasure, deep pleasure, to accept on behalf of Bert. I called him today to ask if it was okay with him, and he said, "Oh, I'd be so honored." I'm like, no, I feel so honored. We had a great love fest. Bert is graduating with a BA in criminal justice. In October, he's taking the LSAT. He plans to go to law school. His goal is to become a juvenile judge, and in his words, he wants to help young people in the legal system that everyone else has given up on. He's currently working his 4 years with the Sacramento Rec Center, working with young people. His favorite age group is age 12 to 16. It's like, God bless that man. I asked him if he had anything he wanted to share with you scholars, and on his behalf, I would like to share this quote: "Good, better, best. Never let it rest. Make your good become your better until your better becomes your best." On behalf of Bert, thank you and praise be.
Go for it. Even if you think, oh, I can't take that class, it's too hard, or if there's a new club or a project you want to work on, go for it. These next 4 years are about finding and learning new things and falling in love with them. And when you're writing your donor letters twice a year, really think about your new experiences and your challenges and your successes. It's amazing to look back now and see how much I've grown over these last 4 years. You are now a part of a community that will help you and support you. His name is Norris Cooper.
Hello, my name is Norris Cooper, and I'm going to be speaking on behalf of all the 2013 scholars in here today. We all agreed that if each one of us came up here to say all of our thanks to families and mentors and such, that we'd be here for a long time, and I don't want to be here for a long time. So, on behalf of all the scholars, I would like to thank all the families, especially the uncles, the parents, the moms, the dads, the brothers, sisters, cousins, in-laws, everyone, for making this opportunity available for all of us as youth, because you guys have sacrificed so much, you know, to give us food, shelter. You guys send us text messages, well, I know my mom does, reminders, emails, like all of that constant nagging, stuff like that, so that you guys, so that we're like successful and we're on top of our homework and extracurricular activities and things that we forget, chores, so that we're responsible. So, you know, like all of that aside, to all the families, thank you. We really appreciate it, even though sometimes it kind of we're stubborn. It seems like we're not listening, but you know, we got it. And much appreciation and dedication is directed to all the mentors and people that have helped us in the college going process with applications, teachers who wrote us letters of recommendation, people in internships that have helped us and given us words of encouragement and things of that sort. You know, you guys all collectively help us move further and further and closer to our dreams, and you know, this college going process is now finally a reality, and I'm kind of getting nervous that, you know, I'm moving out in a few months, but you know, new thing, it's good, it's happy, and I'm glad that all of that has helped instill faith in us as 2013 scholars. And I would also like to thank the board members and the readers and the interviewers and the staff of East Bay College Fund for selecting us 40 students among all the other students that got, they were in the admissions process or application process, but us 40 are the ones that got the scholarship. And I would like to thank you for all the support that you guys will continue to give. I know Eric has already been sending a lot of emails and text messages back and forth. All of the donors, families, for all of your help, and anyone else who helped along the way. And now I would like to welcome to the stage the 2013 East Bay College Fund Scholars. And we will be doing our 15-second fame, sort of like a poem. Each student will be speaking for 15 seconds. That's why I'm the one speaking. Thank you for everyone else. So now we can start coming up to the stage and give them a round of applause.
I heard one too many shots. One time being face to face with death. I knew that was in my path. With the opportunity to go to college, I know I could leave all this behind. I will become the change I want to see by becoming a nurse.
Experiencing the effects of malaria firsthand, which was mainly caused because of the war in my country, Liberia, inspired me to work in the health field. I did have some doubts about this goal of mine, but I'm now proud to say I am going to college. Go Bears!
Model for many of my younger family members. I am passionate and dedicated. I am an AB 540 student with the same dreams and aspirations as anybody else in this room. I am a strong leader in my community. I am the future change.
I am honored to introduce Thomas Logwood, who will be attending University of California at Santa Cruz.
I'm from Oakland, the fourth most dangerous city in the United States, where constant and unnecessary violence is the norm. And although Oakland is plagued with many negatives, I try my hardest to stay positive and motivated for a better future, and I believe college is that future for me. Thank you.
I didn't believe college was an investment worth making. As an undocumented student, the DREAM Act and Deferred Action mean a lot to me and many other undocumented students. I recently boarded a plane for the first time in 13 years. It was the first time that clouds flew under me. It was the first time I saw that dreams do come true.
Last year in California, 127,292 students dropped out of high school. Luckily, I'm not one of them. I never imagined myself attending college. Now that I am, I will complete my long life goal of becoming a nurse practitioner.
Yasin Mohammed. In the fall, he's going to be attending UC Santa Cruz.
People often come up to me and say thank you for being one of the founders of Culture Fest, a youth leadership council event held at the Oakland Main Library where all ethnicities come to perform. I am passionate about my community, and I will bring that same fire with me to college.
I've been sexually assaulted, beaten, and attempted suicide. I am an LGBTQ youth. My goal is to give every youth who is afraid to speak for themselves a voice. As James Baldwin said, if you consider yourself as an educated person, then it's your responsibility to change society.
Struggles, I have blossomed from a shy girl into the confident young woman who I am today. I want to be the role model that my nephews need, which is why I am going to pursue a career in child development. And to the class of 2013 scholars, please go confidently in the direction of your dreams.
Care and love their communities.
It's my privilege to introduce Elena Smith, who will be attending Xavier University in New Orleans.
I am what everyone said I cannot be. I bring the perspective of a person who has come from a place that appears to be completely hopeless and still has the drive to turn something negative into a positive. I hold the power to success on my fingertips, and I refuse to let any obstacle, struggle, or bump in the road keep me from my dreams. Thank you.
When I was 16 years old, my mother died, and after that, I felt alone. God took the most important person in my life away from me. You got this? It's all right. After her death, I was never the same. A lot of people thought I would never make it this far, but here I am, a 4.15 student. I know that I will make my mom proud and show my little brother the path to college.
My mother was never able to follow her dream to become a nurse because she had to raise my brothers and me. I want to make sure that her sacrifice is well worth it. I want to become a doctor and give back to my disadvantaged community and my loving family.
I am the future. I have struggled immensely, but yet gained so much. And as a Southeast Asian woman, second generation American-born child to immigrant parents, it is an honor to say, yes, I am going to college, and I will succeed and become a general physician. Thank you.
I lost my Aunt Michelle to diabetes, and her death has made me resolve to pursue a career in medicine and obtain an MD as well as a PhD in biology. Ultimately, I want to create a cure for diabetes, to improve my community, and honor the memory of those who I have lost.
Vargas will be attending UC Santa Cruz.
Yeah!
Life is a complex paradox. However, this is also the tool that helps us change lives. My mother died when I was 10 years old. And since then, I have found resilience in nature. This is why I want to change our environment and help our community.
I am that girl who grew up in a single mother household. I am that girl that everyone said I couldn't be, a first generation high school graduate. I am that girl who will be graduating with a degree in sociology to become a social worker for foster youth.
I am passionate about computer engineering, basketball, my family, being a role model for my two younger brothers, my future, paying it forward, chili dogs, being barefoot, and of course, the East Bay College Fund.
I just wanted to do one part before we leave, which is really important. So scholars, as you know, and you've signed all these forms and you're excited, you understand that there's money involved, but it's really about so much more. There's retreats, there's your mentor, there's calls and support for the next 4 or 5 years, however long it takes, okay? But we know that there are going to be challenges because it's life, so there will be some, right? So what I would like the scholars to do is, scholars, would you stand where you are, and would you stand up, please? And I'd like you to look around the room, so if we can have the lights up just enough so you can see people. So I want you to stand up. Okay, you look at the scholars, and you put your hands towards the scholar groups, which is right here, and repeat after me. Are you ready? Yeah. We see you. We see you. We are so proud of you. We are so proud of you. We believe in your success. We believe in your success. We're committed to support you when it gets tough. We're committed to support you when it gets tough. You will graduate. You will graduate. And you will enjoy college. And you will enjoy college. Good luck. Good luck. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming tonight. We hope to see you again soon. And scholars, please remember to come up for the photo right now. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.